Most artists stop once their watercolor looks finished, but today I'm going to do something slightly different. I'm going to print right over it with a Gelli plate. So let's get started. So we're going to start off by making some marks with our Inktense bark. We're working on the Jack Richardson printmaking paper. You can see how using this wet is going to give you some really nice texture going on here. It's going to spread out a little bit and spritz the paper a little bit. I'm going to come in with a little bit of indigo from the Poems About You set. I'll just sort of make a pretty sky here. Come back in with our stylus tool and make some marks through here. So I like how all these lines are kind of blurring together here. We're going to do another light wash of this green, undersea green mixed with the brown tone for a slightly different idea. Come in with a little bit more of that brown tone. I just want these colors to kind of mesh together. We're going to do this pretty light today. I don't really want a lot of color because we're going to Gelli print over it. I'm going to come in with make some marks through here with the scraper. And then I'm going to come in with a little bit more brown just through here. So I want this to be a little more saturated here at the bottom. I'm going to put some marks coming up this way. So we're going to start off with our Inktense blocks. What I want to do is just make some marks here on the paper. I don't want it terribly thick. So we're just going to kind of play around with color, see what we can get. This is my Inktense block set. I just have the 12 set. This is a really fun way to add some pretty distinct marks to your work. Okay, we're going to come in with the color shaper a little bit and make some more kind of marks through here. And then we're going to let all this dry. And we're going to put this on the paper. So I'm going to come in with a little bit of the Liquitex matte medium. Now we don't need a lot. Like 2 drops is probably all we need. This is going to keep the this layer from interfering with the layer of watercolor that we have. You want to do it lightly. You don't want it to spread too much. Light pressure so we don't like spread it out. Okay, so now we're just going to place this on our watercolor. I do have a sheet of plastic over the back of my Gelli plate. It makes it so I can see through it and also rub pretty aggressively through here. You can also use my Baron. It's going to give us some pretty cool marks, I think. Neat. So I think I'm going to do another layer, maybe just bring it right through here. Okay, so let me get this is the bark pencil. You can use pencils on your Gelli plate, the Inktense, if you use like the side and you're not digging into it. It works pretty well. I'll move over here a little bit. Got a weird reflection going on there. Again, I don't want a whole lot of this color. I'm going to come in with the leaf green and just kind of add some more pigment down here. I like using the pencils, the Inktense pencils, because you can get just such fun marks. And it's a different way to use our Gelli plate than besides just making pretty prints. We can actually use it to make marks in our work. I'm going to take a little bit of that away. And the best thing is just to have fun and play and kind of see what kind of marks you can make and what you like. I'm going to come in with a little bit of black, I think, in the block. Okay. It's also a little frowned upon, but I do it sometimes. I do like to use my stylus here. Again, you don't want to penetrate. We're just trying to make marks on the surface. Now, some people will say you should never use anything metal on your plate, and I don't care. Because I think the marks are worth it, in my opinion. But I'm just barely touching the plate. We're just moving the pigment around, if anything. Okay, got another layer of matte medium here. Okay, let's put this down. I think I just want it coming maybe just like right through here. I think I got maybe too much, but let's see how it works. We'll see how this prints. Okay. Oh, that's kind of fun, actually. I might love that. Let's come in a little bit closer. Let me get you a little closer here so you can see. I love these marks coming through here. And some people might say that you could just do this by just putting the marks on the paper. But I like to use my jelly plate in unexpected ways. I think the texture that it makes is really worth trying it out. Okay, so I got a little bit of gum arabic here on my brush. And I'm just gonna I want to make a sort of a mermaid shape because I've really been grooving on those lately. And I kind of just want it to come through here. What this is gonna do is give the charcoal a place to hold so we don't have to worry about it lifting up. So we're gonna be using the Peat Derwent tinted charcoal today. And I'm just gonna put it on here and it's gonna stick to where we put down the gum arabic. Okay, now I'm gonna just sort of blow this off. You can see that we got a really cool, subtle mark. Like it's really kind of the coolest technique ever. Somebody mentioned on one of my Instagram posts to try this. And I thought, sure, why not? Because it's a really cool, something I didn't think of. I'm gonna add just a little bit more down here at the bottom. Because you can get these little tiny lines through here, which you can't do. I'd been using a stencil that I cut on a deli paper, and that wasn't really working as well as I wanted it to. Actually, let's do. Okay, I want to take some oil pastel here on deli paper and make a mark with our scraper tool coming just right through here. I'm going to start off kind of skinny and then make it fatter. And then I'm going to come back in and try to continue it. Love that. Love that. I know the black marks aren't fan for everybody, but I actually am obsessed with black marks right now. I think I want to continue this on just a little bit. I'm just going to use the edge over here a little bit. Oh, the thing is so sharp, but it makes the coolest lines. Like, I mean, seriously. I think I want to put a few also down here. I love how delicate we can make these marks and how we can change them up even though, you know, they're all the same width apart, but you can make some really fun little adjustments in there that are kind of nice. Okay, so here it is with the matte. I like this a whole lot. I love the watercolor underneath with the Inktense, and then I love how the Inktense blocks printed on the jelly plate. I think that's really cool. Love these marks. Love the little mermaids that we created and these little lines through here. I think it has good flow. I think it has good depth, going from light to dark and kind of bringing everything forward. I actually really like how the watercolor reacts to this paper, this printmaking paper. Um, it might be my new favorite. I'm not sure. I mean, it's real subtle. You're not going to be able to build up a whole bunch of layers, but for one single layer, it worked really well. Um, so yeah, that's one way that I use the Gelli plate in my mixed media watercolor work. Um, so I think on Thursday we're going to do another one, and I have another technique. It's going to be really fun. So we're just going to keep this going with a Gelli plate for a while. Try something different. Get you guys in the mood to make some new marks. Let me know your thoughts below. I'd love to know if you guys are going to try using your Gelli plate in this way. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.